There, it should be working now, hopefully, theoretically. We went from, you guys got to let me know if you can hear me now. Huh. Okay, good, because I didn't check before I started. Rookie mistake. I apologize. You thought it was you? You thought maybe you were having a stroke? I think that on a daily basis. Like I'll have drool fall out of my mouth. I shouldn't admit that to you. And I wonder, am I like having a stroke? Let me see if I can move this camera over just a little bit because I decided I want to lean tonight. So we, like I said this afternoon, I was saying before, thank you, Pissed Off. I was saying before I realized you couldn't hear me, this afternoon I had a 4-hour live broadcast that started at about 11:30 in the morning as I was making Blu-rays to fulfill the orders from this weekend. And it was a great conversation. We talked about rescue pets. We talked about other nonsense. We talked about some serious topics. And I also talked about, wouldn't it be cool if I made Bad Ben the musical? And I sang some songs, and I made songs up, Bad Ben themed, and a good time was had by all. So, how you doing? If you weren't here this afternoon, I was wishing everybody had a happy Easter, or I hope everybody had a happy Easter. Everybody seemed happy with their custom Easter messages, which was great. I'll be sending out a mass email after this broadcast tonight. Probably going to do a half an hour tonight because I want to send out a message to everyone, telling them about the looking for people that want to be producers with IMDb credits and stuff like that on the film and be forever ingrained in the Bad Ben history. So I'll be sending that out about before 10 p.m. I just watched again Contact, and I forgot Matthew McConaughey was in that. And what I find interesting about that movie is how he also did that other space movie just recently. Somebody will remind me of what it's called. And it was like he got the taste of it in Contact, and when they came up to him and said, hey, we want to make this other space movie, which I had to watch twice to understand. That was really cool, especially the second time I watched it. I also I love space. I love science fiction. I liked The Martian. I thought that was good. There were some other movies about Mars. Have you ever, some of you live in Colorado, but have you ever been to Red Rocks? That is where I think they've shot some Mars movies because for whatever reason, the sand is all red and the rocks are red, and it looks like if you didn't know better and you were there by yourself, and you woke up there by yourself, you'd think you were on Mars and you could breathe. Yeah, I saw it. Your email. I'm working on it. It might, it might be the reason, but we'll see what happens. I need to get to 4,000 hours streamed on YouTube so I can monetize the channel. And so what have you been up to? What did you all do for for Easter? Anything special? Interstellar was the movie I was thinking of. I had to look it up. Hello, Evil Ash. Well, just staying at home is what me and Mrs. Biggins did also. I've gotten to the point where, when COVID started and we stayed home for like Easter and Mother's Day and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's that first year, and then again the second one. And this is no cut on my family because I enjoy them, but it was kind of nice to just stay at home and take it easy because there's so much work goes into those holidays. You tell your boss, Katrina, who didn't tune in to watch me. How dare you? Yeah, it depends on the area you were in. In our area, grocery stores were open. Dunkin' Donuts was open. Wawa's, which are small convenience markets like 7-Elevens or Circle K's, depending on where you're from. Ate ham, kielbasa, hard-boiled egg, cheesy potatoes, lemon bars, and chocolate cookies. Well, Gary, that sounds like one hell of a meal. We ate ham, macaroni salad, corn, biscuits, and I ate Reese's peanut butter cup ice cream. Not the type like made by Ben and Jerry's. This was the Reese's brand, and I recommend it highly. Well, some of these holidays, greetings, Dingle. I don't know how to pronounce that first part. Hi, Misty. You're done work now, I hope. Christmas, everything used to be closed. Then during the pandemic, most stuff did close, but maybe it is Briars. It probably was Briars. Did you ever see that thing where people put a hole in the end of each end of an egg and blow it out of the shell? Not quite sure why you need to do that. Or they do with hard-boiled eggs, I guess. I don't know. I've never found it difficult to peel an egg. I did find something I read online that was interesting. Was about had to do with how to tell if an egg's good or not, and it's by floating it in water or water. I think if the egg sinks, it's bad. If it floats, it's good. Don't quote me on that. Let me Google. How to tell if eggs are bad. All right, this is what it says. If you drop eggs in water or water, it says because you sink or swim, the best kept secret in determining an egg's freshness is to see if it sinks in water. To try the egg water test, simply fill a glass or bowl with cold water and submerge the eggs. If the eggs sink to the bottom and lay flat on their side, they're still fresh. However, if they sink but stand on one end at the bottom of the glass or bowl, they're not as fresh but still edible. Of course, if any of the eggs float to the top, they shouldn't be eaten. So it was the opposite of what I said. If the eggs sink, they're good. If they lay on their side, if they sit upright but sink, they're still good but not as fresh. But if they float, throw them out. So, for what it's worth, you never know what kind of information, valuable information, you're going to find here on the Nigel at 9 talks. So, I don't want to make a comment yet, but I think the Roku channel is going to be back quicker than I expected. If they float up to the ceiling, you got a ghost in your house. Let's see here. We'll turn on. Oh, I think Sable's coming down. I want to bring up the spirit talker. Here she comes. I turned on the spirit talker. Hi, honey. Hello. Do you want to come up and say hi to everybody real quick? Come on. Come on up. Come on. There you go. Everybody always likes to see Mrs. Sable. Isn't she pretty? See her little white chin? She's got a white mark right here. Sable worried us about 2 years ago. She had a lump on her tail and on her ankle. And anyway, she had them. The vet removed them. And it was quite a surgery. They weren't sure. I wasn't worried about her tail because if it was something... Listen carefully, the spirit talker said. Because if it was cancer, just take the tail off. She could live without a tail. She'd still be as cute. But the ankle I was worried about because, I don't want to be, have her. Although I've known a lot of people with 3-legged dogs. Holly had a 3-legged dog. And anyway, they turned out to be nothing. And knock on wood, they never came back. Right, Sable? Right? Are you noise. Spirit talker. Noise. And listen carefully. And it said noise. It's listening to me make noise. Spirit talker. Are there any spirits in here now? If you are, please tell me something. Sable, do you see something back there? Hi, Judy. Okay, can I put you down? Can I put you down? Oh, good girl. Now go lay down in your chair. Go lay down in your chair. Please. 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 Here, come here. Come on. Come on. Up here. Come on. Lay down. Good girl. She's been lately climbing all over me. Are there any spirits here with us? Archer is quite handsome.
Little boy.
Little boy. There's a little boy here. There's a big boy here. It's okay if you're here. Can you tell us something about yourself? Well, Sable and Archer both sleep on my bed, so they get enough of Daddy for about 7 or 8 hours a night. Are any of you guys, yours just said children?
Need time.
Need time just came up. I said out loud, can you tell me something about yourself? Will you take all the time you need? Well, I mean, don't take hours because I'm not going to be here for hours. But if you want to chat with us soon when you feel comfortable, nobody here will hurt you. We just want to know something about you. If you're fans of Succession, Earl, is that your name? Earl? If you're fans of Succession, last night's episode was a shocker and out of this world, but it was so good. That episode deserves to win an Emmy. What did I do with my chapstick? My lips are chapped. Oh, there it is. I hope that was my chapstick. Sable is a beautiful girl. She looks a lot like Byron. Hello again, Sherry. Well, you need to take us there, Dingle. Go there and broadcast live, and I'll bring you on. If anybody ever is, near some place they think is paranormal or something, I have the ability through this program to bring people on live. So if you can broadcast from your phone. Jeff. Are there two of you here? Earl or Jeff? If you ever have the ability to go live somewhere that you think's creepy, I can bring you on here. I think what I'm going to try to do, because this house in reality doesn't have enough of a history because of its age. And I've been, despite what the film shows, I've been the single owner of this house since day one. But it would be interesting to bring in some items that I think might have, because a lot of times there's paranormal happenings associated with older items. And in this house, I have everything that, my mother had. And well, Katrina, you got to take us there one night. But like that family Bible that was in Bad Ben, and it was in Steelmanville Road, and it's been in all the films in one way or another. Even if I didn't use it, it's been there in the living room. But like, I found a super old, well, it was from when I was a kid, so it's at least 50 years old, but those dolls, those are older than I am. Team. Well, did you guys ever hear Scott tell his story about the basement in his father's house? Witness. When Scott came home from the military, he went and stayed with his father for a while, and they set him up a bedroom in the basement. and he tells this story about experiences he had down there, and really creepy experiences, and like sleep paralysis and something banging on the wall, and every night he felt like he was being watched by something. Well, anyway, he his stepmother said, asked him one day, "You ever feel anything strange down there?" And she says, because she always hears talking down there when nobody's there and stuff. Well, make sure, though, if you're going someplace, you can legally go there. I don't want anybody getting arrested because of me. If you get arrested, I don't know you. I'm just kidding.
Seat.
Seat. Yes, I just moved in my seat. Some of you have had some fascinating stories of paranormal. Some have shared with me. Ashton says hello to everyone.
Virginia.
Virginia. Either a name or a location. Now I'm going to, so I'm not, just in case there's something here, I don't want to confuse it by talking other than relevant to what it's saying. So I'm going to kind of direct my conversation and be quiet between words so that it communicates with us. So let me ask some questions. Hello, are you here? You're not alone. This is Nigel, and I'm here with many friends that want to hear you talk. We want to know about you. Can you tell me your name? Or something about you? Seven.
7.
Is that your age? Little boy came up earlier. Are you 7?
She pushed.
She pushed. You know what I need to get? I need to get a motion sensor, one of those motion sensor balls they use on Access Paranormal. Did you guys ever see that video out there? The guy that went into the mausoleum? I guess that's what they call them, because mausoleums, you normally have like family mausoleums, but this was a big building and he heard talking and there was nobody in there. And then he went to the chapel and the lights were flashing on and off. Argue. She pushed and you argued?
Mistake.
Mistake?
Remove.
Remove. Dave, you posted a link there, but links you can't hot link in here. And if I hover over it, I can't Oops, that deleted the comment. Sorry. Somebody in here has their spirit talker on. Oh, so somebody was using my broadcast to try to do a GoFundMe. If you want to do that and it's something legitimate, something that I can check out and share, I will, but email it to me. Call in. I think I said that right. If you were able to do it because you're on Facebook and he posted it in Facebook. Heart. I don't think they interfere with each other. I think they sometimes, well, Dave, email me it and at Nigel@nigelbach.com. Hang on. I'll put it up here. Email me it and let me take a look at it and I can share it, but I have to check it out, okay? Because one of the things I'll tell you, and this is it, I'm not patronizing you when I say this, but when you post a link without any explanation prior to doing it, that's what happens when people run scams. So I'm not suggesting you are. I'm just saying that that's what happens when there's a broadcast that
potential
or a potential scam. So there's my email address. You can email to me. Let me take a look at it.
witness.
All right, Dave, email it to me. I'll take a look at it. I'll look at it right now if you email it here. It sounds sad. We were talking. Ryan. Is somebody here named Ryan? Hello, Ryan. I'm Nigel. You're here with 24 of my closest friends and Sable. I'm watching the Spirit Talker. The red line moving up and down on the side, that is, now it's a words coming in. My heart gave in.
My heart gave in.
sometimes these things say something relative, other time it just generates words, and it's possibility that I'm unable to decipher what it's saying. Holly and I went out early. Communication. Holly and I went out early this morning, and then we came home, and she was upstairs with the dogs all day, and I was making Blu-rays. The old lady gamer is here. Thank God you made it back. Can't see anything. Where? Boat right? We're talking about anything and everything. Let me here, I'm looking at this. Box. So young. I'm reading Dave's email.
Lover.
So, Dave, I'm going to send you an email back here, if that's okay. I don't want to ask you a question here in an open forum. So,
One.
One. I sent you the email, Dave. Hello, baby girl. We're going to go up in a minute. All right. So, Dave, Madison was your daughter. And she liked the Bad Ben movies. Well, of course she did. But the only thing worse than a 26-year-old passing away is a 25-year-old. And the only thing worse than that is a 24-year-old, and so on. Hey, let's face it. a 40-year-old, a 50, a 60, a 70
We were family.
year old. We're family. Isn't that interesting? We're talking about, I asked if that was your daughter in the spirit talk. Don't read into this. It's a, you know, a random word generator, but I'm asking those questions and up pops we're family on the spirit talker. My wife's birthday was 7th. Yours is today. Well, meat. Unfortunately, when something like her passing in this around your birthday, unfortunately, you to this day,
My neck.
I remember Christmas like in 1976, 75 or so. My grandmother died in February following Christmas of that year. And every year at Christmas, and the last thing we did, because her and my grandfather lived in Delaware, and they'd come up a couple times a year. It's not that far away. But one of the last things I remember doing with her was on Christmas Eve, we decorated the tree. She helped me decorate it. And so for the rest of my life, every Christmas, I think of her when I'm decorating the tree. Know. Let people know. The spirit talker is telling me to let people know. So I will share this, Dave. Well, you know, one of the things I think about all the time is cousin Darty, who's 87. She has good days and she has bad days, but it's like I'm always thinking of that. Like, when is, 87? But my brother-in-law's mother's 92 and she's going strong. And another lady we knew who was friends with her lived to be 99 years old. And she was driving up until just a few months before she passed. Sable, we're going to be online for another 19 minutes, and then I'll take you to bed, okay? You're awful lovey lately. Come on. Sable just loves laying on her humans.
Investigator.
Paranormal investigator. What are you doing, baby girl? I can't see the people. Oh, God. You punched me in the face. All right, I'm going to put you down, sweetheart. Come on. Ah.
No, it's not.
Go lay down. Good girl. Go lay down. Sable, lay down, please. Come on. Hot plans? Yes, sleep. I'm going to send an email out here, though, after I'm done. And Sable is a cutie. Oh, I said her name. Now she's coming back. Sable, would you please lay down? Come on. Come over here to your chair. Come on. For some reason, the past 2 weeks, every time, like at night, her routine used to be she'd go upstairs with Holly.
We make noises.
We make the noises. She used to go upstairs with Holly and she'd lay on my bed and she'd come visit and lay in the chair. But for the past like 2 weeks, she just went and laid in my chair. She will climb on top of me and all. She's a cutie and she's a lover. So
She scares people.
the dog? She scares people. I don't think she does. Sounds like, Dave, that you have a pretty big family. Lots of children. I'm reading. I brought up the obituary.
We were making contact.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's time to turn the spirit talker off. Because it's kind of might be a little bit insensitive. Some people might have wanted me to leave it on, but I just think at this time it's best to shut it off. So anyway, it said dictionary 15 minutes ago and hasn't said anything since. That's weird. Do you have well, it supposedly doesn't need connectivity. When the guys in the United Kingdom do it, they turn off. They put it in airplane mode. Who's your boy? You said that's one of my boys just started watching this. Hello. If I seem a little less energetic than I did this afternoon, it's because I was on for a 4-hour broadcast and I was on fire. For those of you that were in here will remember. Singing, dancing. Jared. Hello, Jared. Sorry for the loss of your sister. It sucks, but can I tell you one thing from experience for what it's worth? When, somebody passes away from an illness in particular, what you will find, and this I can promise you, okay, it hurts at first, and you'll never forget the person. You'll never stop caring for them. But I can tell you that all that time somebody was sick and all, those memories are going to fade. I mean, you'll be able to recall them if you want to, but what's going to stick with you is all the good times, the healthy times, the fun times. So that's what will last. It's just words now coming from somebody, from this broadcast or watching the films, but it's true. I promise you. And hopefully, be it 6 months from now or a year from now or 5 years from now, if God willing, I'm still going, you can come back and tell me, you know what, Nigel, it did suck, but it did get better. And I just remember all the good times. Because my father, I know. Now, see, that's the natural order of things when your parents pass before you. But my father was very sick for a long time and lots of stressful health issues. And after he passed, there was, believe it or not, for me, a sense of relief that he was no longer in any pain. But now when I look back at those times when he was sick, it seems like a flash. But all the times of growing up and the stuff he did and all the funny stuff and all the fun times and all the good things, that's what sticks. So I pray that same sense of relief comes to you. I don't know. They say everything happens for a reason, but number one, who is they? And number two, it's tough to know the reason. But anyway, Mrs. Sable's coming to climb on me again. You want to go out, don't you? So, folks, I'm going to cut this short here by a few minutes so that I can let a certain little girl outside. All right, baby girl? And I'll be back tomorrow. So, as usual, thanks for watching. See you, love you, bye. Sable, I'm trying to show